Hello the internet! It is Saturday the 1st of May 2021 and welcome back to the channel. Cryptocurrency. The big one, cryptocurrency. How long do you think it'll be until YouTube start offering payments in crypto in one way, shape or another? I don't have the answer, but I'd like to talk about it, right? It's 2021. This is the big year, I feel, well, certainly the big year for me in cryptocurrency, just the knowledge and the usage. And I feel like the whole stratospheric, atmospheric, global internet machine is becoming more and more based on cryptocurrency. So that's what I want to talk about. How long until we see some form of payment in crypto on YouTube? Before we do that, though, I want to say hello to the chit chat. I began with hello the internet. David 2010 says, man, I cannot wait for this live stream as it is so cold this morning here in Australia. Well, I was like, it actually isn't that cold here. In fact, I got the door open. It's kind of warm back here. We got the sun beaming in. It's a beautiful morning here, the autumn or the fall. But if you're cold, rug on up, get the coffee and the tea and whatever the hot beverages you've got. Pull those covers over yourself. Can we get more likes than dislikes before we start? And I appreciate you for doing that, whoever did the likes. I saw a dislike there and, you know, it's a pretty simple concept. I won't start the stream until there's more likes than dislikes. That's a very clear indicator that you want me to begin. So thank you for those that did like. Stella Beth, hello, that gives a minute. Hello, Stella, how you doing? Hey, I didn't give any cheeses out. David, little cheesy cheers for you. Stella, a little cheers for you. Stella Beth. Mindy, hi all. Hello, Mindy. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Good to have you. Good to know you. That is the chit chat. David gives. You got a hot chocolate. Got a hot chocolate, my friend. There you go. Enjoy the hot chocolate. Now, do you put anything sweet in there, or is just the chocolate enough? Sometimes I put in a little extra sugar just for a little bit more. How would you call it? Flavor enhancement or sweetness enhancement. How do you do yours? Folks, that's the chit chat there. Oh, crikey, crikey. Wait for it. Wait for it. Cut of crypto. Hopefully, Charlotte Rose, thank you. Streamlabs been a little funky lately. Sometimes you do put sugar in it, do you? There you go. Some sugar in there.
Money's too tight for steak.
Steak?
Cut of meat, cut of meat, cut of meat, cut of meat, cut of crypto, cut of meat, cut of meat, cut of meat, cut of meat.
I see how that works. Charlotte, thank you for the $8 super chat there. Cut of meat. So it reads out the emoticons, and then it reads out the text. I wasn't sure how it was doing it, but there it is. It did cut of meat, cut of meat, cut of meat, cut of meat, cut of crypto, cut of meat, cut of meat, cut of meat, cut of meat. Thank you so much, Charlotte. How you doing? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Ben on chat. Hey, by the way, just a little heads up. After this stream, there won't be a huge delay, or, well, there'll be a few hours delay, but after this, I'm going to be getting straight into an IRL stream, which I will be broadcasting on YouTube, but it's specifically, well, not specifically, but it's going to be a D-Live IRL stream, which will get restreamed and pushed out across the stratospheric global internet machine. But I'm looking at the sunset. You know, sunsets today at 5:15 p.m. At 5:15. I mean, in the summer, we're getting sunsets at like 8:27, 8:28 in the evening. Today, 5:15. So if I want to get out and explore this area, I'm going to go to this lake area and stream it all. I got to go now. It's going to be like, it's about an hour and a half drive, and then it's going to be already over. So that's going to happen. But what'll probably happen, I'd imagine, more than likely, we'll do the sunset, have a few beers and hang out up there. And then I'll come back to Steve Van to cook and hang out at the van in total darkness. Not total darkness, I'll have lights, but in terms of the skylight, that's going to end. I mean, if sunset's at 5:15, that means complete darkness will be by just after 6, right? So that normally happens at like 9, and then we hang out for an hour or two and I go to bed. We're going to hang out for a few hours in darkness. I'm going to bring some warm clothes as well. That's happening afterwards. Good morning, Ben on the chat. Charlotte, hi Charlotte. It's time for cold drinks here, Stella Beth. There you go. Cold beverages. I got a glass of water here. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about this crypto thing. Well, there's a little cheers too. Hang on a second. So You all know my crypto ride. I don't need to go back and explain all this. You know the DLive, the Lino, the testnet, the failure, the BTT, Tron blockchain, BitTorrent blockchain. You know the story, right? So that's how I got introduced to crypto. Now, coincidentally, at the same time, my YouTube channel, this very channel we're on right now, seems to have, I'm going to use the word hit a wall, but it hasn't hit a wall. It's been tapping up against a wall for a long time. In fact, I would suggest the only time that this channel hasn't tapped up against that wall is the moment or the week after I uploaded that one thing wrong with the CV180 snorkel mask video. That's the only time I would suggest that this channel has had any kind of growth, or not even growth, but I guess natural trend in the positive direction. Since those days, and those days are long gone, this channel seems to have been pretty stagnating, which, to be completely fair, that did bother me, that did affect me a little while back. Well, not a little while, a whiles back. The reason it bothered me is because I had I guess I had a lack of understanding of what online video and what online platforms can be. And it looked to me, and it probably looks the same to a lot of creators, that if you can't succeed on YouTube, you're done. YouTube's it. And that was my mindset for a long time. Then I started streaming on DLive daily. And again, I didn't really know why. I didn't know why I was coming out doing daily streams on DLive. I wasn't sure what this would achieve. All I thought in my mind, and it was the PewDiePie pitch, I'm getting a benefit and so's my community. So we've already heard this story many, many times. I don't want to go back into it, but what I'm trying to explain is that concept of not knowing about other places and not even really investigating other places before, once I started investigating these places where you can create content outside of YouTube, it slowly, and normally things take their time with me, but it slowly dawned on me that it's not so important anymore to perceivably make it on YouTube. You can obtain an audience, a community, you can obtain financial stability outside of YouTube, and you don't need to worry so much about YouTube trying to like suppress you, demonetize you, ruin your reach, all that stuff that YouTube seems so intent on doing to nearly everybody. It's becoming less important because there are so many other places to grab that stuff and achieve that stuff. So this is where the crypto ties into it, because I feel like Google and YouTube, I feel like they're very, very far behind in this. Now, maybe it's because of the size of the platform and they've got a lot invested in Google and YouTube and blah, 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 blah. Maybe they've got to take their time when they sort of reach into these new funky worlds such as cryptocurrency. But the fact that there are other places already in existence and already well established that are paying in a form of crypto, whether it be their own token or somebody else's token, DLive being a live streaming platform, I'm thinking of Odyssey being a re-upload platform or a dual upload, if you like. You can create content on YouTube and sync it to Odyssey and get paid in library coin. I'm thinking about gaze.tv, which is only in private access right now. They're paying you for every second of upload. I mean, factor that in, right? Like I say, even if you think, well, dude, they're paying you for every second of upload, but it's a gaze token, it's crap. That's not how it's going to be forever. It starts at something and then it progresses along. I'm thinking you've got cos.tv paying you in cos, paying you in pop. You can use pop on their site. This is Popcorn. You can spend pop on their site to earn cos, which is tradable on Binance. All these things are happening, and on YouTube there's just nothing. They just don't. They're either working on it behind closed doors and they're not saying anything, or they're letting this thing fly past them. Now, what'll happen, and this is my take on it, what'll happen is those creators that find stability and financial success outside of YouTube will slowly start putting more of their time on the other platforms because they're seeing the potential. And as soon as YouTube sort of tweak to this, and as soon as they catch on, they're like, oh, so you guys wanted some form of cryptocurrency payment? Oh, okay. Why didn't you tell us? And if you care to look, I guess people are asking for it, and YouTube, as typical, they're not answering, they're not listening. You can ask YouTube 100 times to explain something, and they'll be like, no, we're not. We just don't even bother, unless it's something that like something bothering, like a big creator, like something Casey Neistat said or something, right? Then he'll get a one-on-one meeting with YouTube. Now, I'm not saying everybody should have one-on-one meetings with YouTube, but what I am saying is it's becoming less important that even is a thing. Back 4 years ago, back 5 years ago, it was important because that was the only place where you could actually do this. But now, many, and you always hear creators saying, hey, they're flagging this video. You got to go across to A, B, or C, right? You got to go to my Patreon. You got to go and find me on Telegram. You got to, and all these places aside from YouTube. Now, why are they telling you about that? Because they're fearful. They're fearful that their YouTube presence is going to be shut down for some reason, whether it be a legit reason or whether it be something wrong with the algorithm or somebody mass botted the site and took your channel down because they don't like you or whatever the thing is. They're worried. And YouTube typically, to be frank, they don't give a shit because they're so big and they've got so many people coming on board. They don't care. But what is happening? It's becoming a change, what they call it, a change in the guard. The creators here that used to have no say in it, that just listen to whatever YouTube do and say, they're now sort of coming up and they're almost outranking YouTube, and it's because of these other sites. So what I want to ask you and what I want to put forward, do we have a date in mind? You want to be so bold and put this out there. Do I have a date, or do you have a date that you think YouTube will come on board and say, all right, no worries. How about this? We've got YTT, the YouTube token, and it's on the Ethereum blockchain. And you can now, from AdSense, you can now be paid in ETH, or how about this? No, it's a YouTube token. It's YTT, and it's, get this, it's on the Tron blockchain. Justin Sun bought in. Can you? And you get paid. BTT is a tie-in. Imagine that. Imagine what would like you can say, well, dude, this is never going to happen. And I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying, what if? These are the concepts that are out there. Maybe YouTube make their own blockchain. Maybe they go ahead and do their own thing. Maybe they say, you know what? As a viewer, you also earn a trickle feed of YTT. And then you can go and donate that. How about they do what everybody else is doing, right? How about, you're on DLive. You're watching your favorite streamer. They open up the chest. You claim some of their chest rewards. Then you go across to the site and you start watching 10 other streamers, and you're like, that guy's pretty cool. Yeah, I'll flick him some of these lemons. They call them lemons, right? I'll flick him some lemons. So what happened at that point? You got a reward for watching the content on the platform in the form of their in-app platform token. That could be the YTT. Then you're watching more content on the platform and you're like, oh yeah, I want to support this guy, but I haven't been working. I haven't got much in my wallet because of COVID, but I do have some of those lemons that the app gives me. So I'll sling some their way. It's a very simple transaction there, but YouTube have nothing like that, right? There's nothing like that on YouTube. If you want to support me like Charlotte just did, cut of crypto, cut of meat, cut of meat, cut of meat, cut of crypto, cut of meat, cut of meat, cut of meat, cut of meat, you've got to pay. You got to go into your wallet and say, here's some cash. It's a fun, I was going to say it's a fun thing. It's a dated concept. Nothing against it, and I appreciate it greatly, Charlotte. I do appreciate it. Of course I do. But isn't it time that YouTube snap into gear and go, oh, everybody else is doing this, and we're the market leaders here. So why aren't we leading? Why haven't YouTube gone, you know what? This is really important, and everywhere else is doing it. How come we're not there? Let's get out there and get it going. So what I'm asking is, when will that happen by? I reckon, what are we now, 2021? YouTube are pretty slow to the call. I reckon this year's a write-off. I reckon 2022, 2023. I reckon by the April 2023. I reckon by the end of 2023. That's what I'm saying. By the end of 2023, I feel like there will be some, if not in place, I will feel like there will be something in the works for cryptocurrency on YouTube. There, I said it. What do you think? Anybody? Anybody? Thing is, if there isn't by 2023, or even if there isn't earlier, well, regardless of whether there is or isn't by earlier, we're going to have a lot of people that are just rushing, and not even rushing, but focusing elsewhere. Now, I want to be clear about this. I've said this 1,000 times. This channel, Gives a Minute on YouTube, isn't going anywhere. I'm still creating content on YouTube. As you can see, I'm still putting a lot of time and a lot of effort into it. I'm still focused. I'm still focused the way I was 5 years ago. But what I am seeing, and the difference in my inner core, is that it feels to me so less important. Now, would it be that way if these other platforms hadn't come up? If DLive hadn't have popped up when it did, if Gaze TV, if Cos.tv, if Odyssey, if these places weren't around, would I still be as motivated, or would I still be as like intrinsically aligned with creating content on YouTube? Or would I be like, well, you know what? I've tried my hardest. I've gotten nowhere. I had a stupidly freaky viral video that no one's ever explained to me why. No one's ever explained to me how come just that one. Why not 10 of my other snorkel videos? No one's ever come to me and said, dude, that video is amazing because of blah, blah, blah. So how about we do that with your other... YouTube put that video in front of 2.2 million viewers. Why just that one? That viewership on that video, on that particular time, or in that time, changed my YouTube career. Why did they just do it to one? I've done 20 other snorkel videos. They're all similar. They're all snorkel mask reviews. They're all talking about the ins and outs. Why couldn't they change my whole life and sling those videos in front of 2.2 million people the same way they did that first one? I don't know. I don't know. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything different. I was just creating. One could argue, why'd they even do it with the first one, which is a fair question. Why did that one pop to 2.2 mil? Why did that happen? I don't know. And that's what I'm saying. Like, people, me and people just get super confused by it. Like, it's a confusing place to create. And it's also a manipulation, which is this sad thing, right? It's like everybody can create whatever they want. That's a fact. You can create whatever you want. But if you want to ride the YouTube train and you want to go through that cycle of being a YouTuber and becoming a viewed channel with a subscriber count and viewers watching, if you want to have that, there are certain things that you are going to have to do to achieve that. Now I've said this before 100 times, that's taking the you out of YouTube. That's making you play their game, so it's them tube at that point, because that's not what you would do otherwise. Like, how many creators have said, oh, you know, I hate doing this, but, you know, can you please share this with your friends, and can you smash the like button, and can you do this and do that? And they always say, this is, I'm sorry, I'm not like this, but this would help a lot. If that wasn't a thing, people would just be making content and they'd be creating their own content, but they've got to play into this. And so I struggle with that, a long struggle, because I don't want for them to tell me what I need to do to make my content. Yet, if I don't do what they're telling me, it's a dead end. And we know that because of look at my channel. Look at this stream right now. 4 people watching. This is a dead end, right? This is a wall that I've hit, and like, I go and do this exact same stream on DLive to 35, 40 people, but here on YouTube, 4 people out of a subscriber count of 23,000. This doesn't add up at all to me. This is a complete example of how they've suppressed my content. Totally suppressed it. Mindy says, I think they'll stick with the world currency. So what if the world changes though, Mindy? That's probably the thank you for putting that in the chat, by the way. This is a live stream. I will chat with you people, all 4 of you. I will converse. That's the idea of a live chat. That's why I've got a huge live chat screen here. I can talk with you. Of course, if my video goes nowhere, there's no one here to pick this up and have a conversation. But you think they'll stick with the world currency? The thing is, we're seeing the world currency change. You know, just recently, Visa announced payment with Bitcoin. You can buy a Tesla with Bitcoin. This is a big change, and it's happening. That's why I said 2021 is kind of feels like to me this is the year that it all sort of kicks into gear, right? They're talking about big gains in Bitcoin to the end of this year, and if the world currency changes, does YouTube follow suit? Maybe it might not be 2024, like I said. Did I say 24? 21, 2, 3, end of 2023. Maybe it might not be then. Maybe it might be 2027. I don't know. I think what'll happen is it'll be a slow movement for YouTube. A slow movement. Yeah. It's an intriguing conversation though, because I also want to ask myself, and I've asked this a few times. I said before, if it wasn't for DLive and for these other platforms and for the other opportunities that have presented themselves, would I be as focused on my YouTube content? I said I would do YouTube for 10 years. So we're into the 5th year at this particular point. And I said I'd do it for 10 years and then I'd reassess. I went from turning 40, starting a YouTube channel, to I'm going to be 50 in 5 more years. And at 50, am I going to say, you know what? I'm done with YouTube. I don't know. The way it's looking now, more than likely. To be honest, to be fair, I feel like within the next 5 years, this site is going to be so less valued than it is even now that come my 50th, I'll be like, oh, it's not even a thing. Like, it's not even a thing. That's what I feel. Unless some huge changes take place, like just getting even deeper into the pros and cons of it all, of YouTube, I suppose. What's this boxing crap like? What, like, why are we trying to find out who's the best YouTube creator by making them box each other? It seems like that. There's always these things on YouTube that just make no sense. Like, you're a creator and you're a creator and you've got a fan base and you've got a fan base and this fan base hates that fan base. Okay, so to work out who's the better creator, you guys go and box together. Like, boxing? Like, let's pick a sport. Let's go play around a golf to work it out. Let's go fishing to see who's the better YouTube creator. Let's go skydiving to see who's the better YouTube creator. Let's go water skiing to see who's the. You see how silly it sounds? It sounds ridiculous. Let's put these yahoos in a boxing ring to find out who's the better YouTube creator. No, that's working out who's the better boxer. It's nothing to do with YouTube content. That's nothing to do with their editing skills, their community. What? It's just, and that's what I'm saying. Like, there's these things that just make absolutely no sense, and that's the stuff that YouTube promote. That's the stuff they keep trending. But it just doesn't make. I got nothing against boxing. I just don't understand how it ties into YouTube. Rob Mac, hello, Gives and fellow Yahoos. How you doing, man? Rob Mac, I'm off to dinner. Mindy, no worries, Mindy. We're going to wrap this up pretty soon. As a matter of fact, being that this goes nowhere and that this does nothing for my channel, I'm therefore not going to spend too much time on it. And given that it's winter or the autumn, I rather want to get onto my IRL live stream on DLive than spend time talking about ups and downs of YouTube. But just put this in your calendar. I think by the end of 2023, there will be some form of cryptocurrency payment, in addition probably to existing payments on YouTube. I wanted to have a look though at the tubes of you. If we go over here, where's my YouTube machine? Here we go. Let's go over here. if we go to YouTube, there's my stream right there. That's interesting, but that's nothing to write home about simply because I am live streaming. Although I'm not signed in here, as you can see, this is an unlogged in account. I'm not logged in, but I just wondered how much YouTube. No, hang on. Equals. No, it'd be cryptocurrency. Crypto. Spelled it wrong. Whoops. Cryptocurrency. Oh, just crypto will probably work. Crypto as a payment on YouTube. I wonder if this even exists. Ripple to go public. 13 payments. How to accept cryptocurrency payments on your website. Buy stuff with Bitcoin. Avoid paying taxes on cryptocurrency. Who accept Bitcoin as a payment? Where can I spend crypto? Ripple and the FED. How to pay with Bitcoin. Who did that? Who did that over on YouTube? LM. Hey, LM. Thanks for subscribing on the YouTube machine. Well, that's actually kind of interesting. I was just saying this stream goes nowhere, and there's a subscribe. Are you watching the stream right now, LM? I appreciate you sliding in with a sub there, dude. That's pretty rare that happens. Thank you, dude. I'll give you a little cheerses. Oh. What I'm seeing here is not much. I'm not seeing anybody even talking about this. Crypto news, PayPal crypto demand high, best cryptocurrency wallets, Venmo launches crypto purchasing support, the worst cryptocurrencies. No one's doing, have I got this wrong? Crypto as a payment on YouTube. Cryptocurrency, maybe I got to put the word currency in there. Cryptocurrency as a payment on YouTube. How to pay with Bitcoin. How to pay with crypto.com app. How does Bitcoin actually work? Crypto news, PayPal crypto demands high. How to avoid. So no one's even talking about this. Have I got this completely wrong? Am I completely wrong here? This isn't even a thing, right? No one's even mentioning this. I'm either well ahead of the game here and can I swear on YouTube? I'm either well ahead of the game and fuck you all, or I'm completely wrong here. But there's no one even. This isn't even a thing. I could be wrong here. I probably am. I've been wrong in the past, right? But I think it's not even a thing. No one's even. Wait a sec. Maybe I got to put the word AdSense in there. Cryptocurrency as a AdSense payment. AdSense as an AdSense payment. Not even on YouTube. I'll just put AdSense payment. Cryptocurrency as AdSense payment. Payment. I can't believe no one's even. This isn't even a thing. How much AdSense per 1,000 page views? When does Google pay AdSense? How to accept cryptocurrency payments on your website? Nope, not specific. When will I get paid with AdSense? AdSense payment tutorial, how to receive money. You can place yourself. How much does Chiro Crypto make on YouTube? That's someone's specific channel. All right, look, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. It's not going to happen. I mean, either that or it is going to happen and YouTube is suppressing those search results. I mean, that's a thing, right? That's a thing that YouTube do. All right, I genuinely thought there'd be at least something there to discuss. Maybe someone else has come up with this. I mean, I'm not a scientist here, right? This isn't the most riveting thought process to get to. It's quite a simple thing to get to. Cryptocurrency as a payment on YouTube, but it doesn't even seem like it is. That's a shame, folks. A little reminder again, just before we get out of here, I am going to be live over on my DLive channel. I'm putting a link in the chit chat right now. That goes to my DLive channel, and I'll be live over there probably in about, what time is it now? I would suggest 9, 10, 11, 12, maybe about 4.5 hours. I'll be starting my live stream. Now, the stream will be a driving live stream, so there will be ups and downs with internet coming in and out with 4G. But the location that we are going to, that we're going to spend all of our time, there's the link there to my DLive. That location actually has a 4G tower at the lake. So we're going to be hanging out there. So even if the ride's pretty rocky, I always say this at the beginning of the stream too. I always say, if you lose me, you'll come up with an offline banner. Hey, who stole all my 4G? But I never end streams that way. So when you see that, you can just go, oh, I'll go and take a crap, or I'll go and have a surf or something, because that'll come back as soon as we get into an area of reception. And as we're driving, it'll go in and out of those areas as we pass mobile phone towers. But then when we get to the location, It's going to be pretty damn good. It's a 4G tower right there. So it should be a fun evening or a fun afternoon. Sun sets at 5:15 p.m. I'd love you all to be there. It's on D-Live. There's a link in the chit chat. Thank you for the super chats, Sharla, the cut of crypto. I'll see you all again soon on YouTube. Cheers.